Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today? All right. My name is Jason Johnson, and we are the JBJ Collective. We're super excited to be with you today. The band and I are super excited to be here today for a couple of reasons. We are, of course, celebrating Juneteenth here at the Children's Museum, the Juneteenth Jamboree, as well as there's a special holiday in June, and that is Black Music Appreciation Month. So, we're going to take you on a little bit of a journey through both some Juneteenth things, some Black music things, and hopefully we'll keep you grooving and moving while teaching you some things. All right, man, let's take it out. All right. Thank you so much. So we are lovers of music. Do we have any lovers of music in the house? Who listen to music on the way here? Of course, of course, of course. So we often listen to music to help us celebrate, to bring us some joy, to give us hope, and our ancestors used music to communicate oftentimes. One thing that happened during slavery times is that Black people who were enslaved were only allowed to gather when they were either playing music or gathering for church. And those situations kind of required them to do some communication through music. So today, you and I have the freedom to gather whenever we want, for whatever reason we want. And with that freedom today, we're gonna share some music with you and communicate some musical ideas. And one of those is how American music, specifically jazz, is deeply rooted in African tradition. So, as you may or may not know, jazz is one of the first original art forms to come from America, and it was pioneered and created by individuals of African descent, Black musicians, who in the 1900s created jazz as they blended different styles, such as the call and response of blues and African spirituals, with rhythms that come directly from Africa. So, stick with us as we share some of our favorite jazz tunes and celebrate Juneteenth and Black Music Appreciation Month, while teaching you a little bit about a musical concept called call and response. So, first up, we've got the song Blue Train by John Coltrane, all the way back from 1958. And Kumaran's going to start us off on this one. Thank you. Did you hear the call and response in that one? All right. If not, if you heard the call from the guitar, give a hand to Kamari Nevers. And if you heard the response from the band, give a hand to this lovely band we've got back here. All right, so if you didn't get it that time, you'll have a couple more chances to keep listening. And call and response is often felt just like a conversation. So you'll get a call from one musician, they'll play a phrase, and then the band will respond with some sort of other rhythm or melody, and it'll kind of be a back and forth conversation. A modern example of this would be, if you can hear my voice clap once, if you can hear my voice clap twice, if you can hear my voice clap 5 times. Almost got you. Okay. All right, our next example leans into more of the melodies and rhythms inspired by our African roots. This is Moanin'. It communicates a sense of pain, written by the late, great Bobby Timmons. Thank you so much. Now, how'd you do that time? You hear it again? You guys are a little quiet today. So, pop quiz. Who gave the call on that tune? Who gave the call? What instrument? I see some pointing. If you said piano or keyboard, that is a correct answer. Congratulations. There will be no points awarded, unfortunately. And who gave the response this time? The band. Another correct answer. All right. So moving on, our next song is going to feature the call of a deep-sounding instrument, the largest single instrument that we have on stage. Please say hello to Mr. Braxton Headley. And we're going to play a tune that exudes the vibe of Black excellence, of overcoming, of just being cool. And he's actually the perfect person to start this one off. Please enjoy this tune. This one's called So What by Miles Davis. How about a hand for Braxton on the bass? All right, so I said that Braxton gave the call, but we actually snuck a different type of call and response in there. If you heard that during the solo section, that's what we call trading fours. So Braxton played a short piece of his solo, and then passed it off to Jaden to respond with a drum solo. So give it up for Jaden Johnson on the drum. All right, so we've made it to our final song. But before we do that, we're actually going to need a little bit of your help. But don't worry, we're not going to call you up and embarrass you all that. We just need to do a little call and response with you this time. So, we're going to play a song called Footprints by Wayne Shorter, and this song is in 3. So, the first question I have for you is, can you count to 3?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of the big thing with this one, so, all right. Next, we're going to split the room into a couple groups. We just need 2 groups. We'll take the left side over here as one group, and the right side over here as another group. So, my left side, you are going to be my one group, and all you're going to do is stomp your feet, pat your hands on your lap on beat 1. Can you do it?
Yeah.
All right, you guys look like you have rhythm, so I just don't disappoint. All right. Jaden, can you give us a beat 1 for them to follow along to? So listen for that low kick drum. That's going to be your 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I got it. If you just came in, you are actually sitting in our one group, so you'll be listening to that kick drum too. You can stomp your feet, pat your hands on your lap. That's our beat 1. All right, keep that going real quick. So, our right side over here, I said we're counting to 3. 1 is already taken. What do you think your job is? 2 and 3. So, we're just going to clap our hands on 2 and 3, and you can listen for that snare drum that we was doing. 2, 2, 2. So we're going to ask you to do this a few times in the song. We're going to start off the song with this, and then we're going to end the song with this, and there will actually be a portion in the middle where there's going to be a solo happening, and you'll be doing our 1, 2, 3. You guys ready? yourself a break. We're gonna play the tune now. That'll be the end of our time. We have a okay. There's a surprise at the end. So just wait 1 second. You guys ready to clap one last time? One, ready, and. Thank you so much, everybody. We have been the JBJ Collective. And because you were such a lovely audience and you stayed till the end, we've got one more surprise for you. When I say JBJ, you say Collective. JBJ. Collective. JBJ. Collective. JBJ. Collective. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day at the museum.